Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at our recent Brawl Masters games up against Zero Zone, the former Russian elite. So a really good team consists of MMA Russia, BBGS and Jason, so some really good pro-Russian players. So I'm going to be going through them games. We actually played on Sunday night, so I was actually playing with Drage as well because he was available to play in this tournament. So some epic tournament gameplay. Let's jump straight into it. So jumping into things, then you can see all the game modes and maps which are played through this amazing graphics. So the graphics from Brawl Masters are absolutely insane. If you guys didn't know, Tribe are actually the ones to organise this, so shout out to Tribe. They put up a hell of a tournament here with Brawl Masters. I'm hoping for Season 2, it's actually pretty epic, but as you can see, backyard bowls, some assembly required, harder up mine, shooting star and kaboom canyon. So the way it worked, every single team, so for example, we picked a mode, and then if they picked a mode, and then we picked a mode, it kind of went like that, but the opposite team picked the map, it's like a drafting system, and then obviously with the bans as well. There's a lot more variation in the actual qualifiers. You know, these are the actual grand finals, so I think it was a double elim, so we actually beat these guys before, but having to face them again. So one thing to actually note going into this, I think the bans were Poco and Jean, and the only weird thing is, you know, facing off against an all-Russian lineup, we didn't actually realize until after the Brawl Ball set that, you know, they could actually potentially give us delay. You know, I don't want to talk too much into it just because it's a bit of a controversial subject, but, you know, during these games, we actually did get a bit of delay, which is really strange. So I imagine that with the new Russian servers, as I said, it can be pretty hard for Russians to face European players, because I don't really ever get delay versus these guys, but maybe it's a change pretty soon. But yeah, just a note for this, we did actually get some delay, but you can see both teams, this is the best comp for this map. You know, you've got 3 broken gadgets. You got Piper broken gadget, you got Brock broken gadget, and you got the B. So on this map especially, I don't really like the meta anymore. You know, I used to really enjoy playing backyard ball, but with these 3 brawlers in play, it just doesn't make the fun enjoyable, the game enjoyable at all, just because you have this B gadget that can deal 3k, you've got the Brock gadget that can deal 3k, and then you've got a Piper gadget that can deal 3k. It's like 3 really unskillful gadgets, which I just really don't enjoy. I just don't like these gadgets. It's kind of like, you may as well, in some cases, call the game gadget warfare because of how important the gadgets are. But, you know, Tom and Drage completely carry me inside of that one. I just played awful inside of this. As I said, I've just had a ton of delay. It wasn't a fun experience at all. And it's kind of strange because within the, I think it was within the 3rd set, you know, the kind of servers shifted. We didn't get any delay anymore. Well, we had it like a tiny bit, but it wasn't noticeable at all. So I actually managed to defend this. I didn't realize, I completely forgot about that. They nearly made a really good play. They should have actually scored that, but I managed to get myself in position. And I think just in Brawl Masters in general, I think I made some really good saves across the board. So I think winners for this win up to, I think, $1,000, or is it $500, something like that. There's a 5,000 prize pool throughout NA and EU. So really good start from us. We're able to get the opening game. Let's jump into the next one. Right, so into the next game then. So we actually drew 2 times. There's no really point showing the 2 draws. Like, that's really rare to actually happen in Brawl Ball. 2 complete draws. Yeah, especially in overtime, 3 minutes and 30, and the scores was still even. That is pretty insane. As you can see, you just see from the start of the games, you know, the gadgets just being used like crazy. You got Piper gadgets flying everywhere. You've got Brock gadgets flying everywhere. B gadgets. It's crazy. The map gets opened up near enough instantly with the ability just to cycle your Piper super much quicker with your Brock super. You know, the actual gadget of Brock enables you to, you know, if you hit it, and it's really easy to hit, it actually charges your super as well. So I feel like a lot of the changes that Supercell have made recently, it's going to impact the competitive meta a lot. You know, just even charging up your super a little bit quicker. There's a lot more wall breaks inside of this, and with the introduction of Colt's gadget as well, I feel like they want the meta to break walls more often. You know, you see this Brock, if he hits just 1 shot with his gadget, you only need 3 more shots to get his super, and then you're just cycling super and over again. It's just this constant cycle of getting your Brock super really easily. Again, not really too much going on, to be honest. It's not really a load of skill to kind of talk about until these gadgets are kind of all used up. It's all about how you use your gadgets and if you get the most value out of it. You kind of has to use your gadgets like near enough straight away, because, for example, if they straight away off the bat just use all of their gadgets and just take us all down, they're going to get an easy goal. So you have to retaliate and be quick with your gadget usage against them. You see a really good pop of the gadget from Tom there. He's able to take down the Piper. MMA is the only one left alive. He nearly is able to get down Dredge. So a good thing to note. You guys probably, if you follow competitive, normally it's Frustrator, Adri, and Leopard on Zero Zone's team. But recently, Zero Zone did pick up MMA, Jason, and those guys. And these guys are such good players, really good Russian players. I've got big hopes for them for next year, you know, especially Jason. I've always been a fan of Jason. He's recently turned 16. He's one to watch out for next year. If you're looking for people that are up and coming, Jason's going to be really good. He completely wrecked me in a Piper 1v1 inside of this. You know, normally, not a lot of people tend to, you know, completely just dominate the way Jason did against me. And you'll see, it's still 0-0 at the moment. We're doing pretty decent. Dredge, I've said this a million times, he's one of the best Bs in the world. The way he plays B is just insane, the amount of good jukings he can do. Well, everyone goes down here, which is a bit unfortunate. Jason gets a good shot on me, so I have to kind of fall back. I had to go aggressive to try and get the kill there, but Jason passes it off. So 50 seconds left. It's still looking really even, to be honest, as long as none of us go down. That's a really good 3k shot from BBGS there. That makes Dredge have to heal up. Basically makes him one shot. I do get a good tap onto Jason though. But now with the 3k from B, with a good super from BBGS. Right, jumping into the next game there. So that actually crashed towards the end. I don't know what happened to the YouTube stream. I just completely crashed, but wasn't much more to see. Literally 2 seconds later, they just scored and team wiped us. So really well played from them, to be honest. Caught us off guard. I've got B gadget here. I switched off because I just felt like I wasn't playing a good Piper at all. I don't play B that often at all, really in competitive. But normally out of me, Smantic, and Tom, I'm the B player. And so I'm still a really accomplished B. But beyond lane, a bit of a difference to playing Piper in mid. Again, I'm going to pop this B gadget again. And just before I could get any true value, Jason snipes me. So probably a bit too aggressive on my part. I think I was just a bit angry with the way I was playing. I was just playing absolutely trash throughout this. So Dredge with a really nice snipe. And Tom just popping off as always. One of the best Brocks in the world. You just see him constantly slaying it out. And Dredge with a nice early goal there. So thankfully, my teammates are absolutely carrying me inside of a Brawl set. Now again, you see Dredge just 2-tap Jason. I never really did that inside of a game, so Dredge completely carried me inside of this. Another tap from Dredge. We're really close to actually completely winning this, just from complete domination from Dredge. He's going to go for a sneaky shot there. If they would have waited and coordinated that would have been 100% a goal. So that was a bit unfortunate, probably a bit too eager on it there. I went way too aggressive again. You can see I was just playing a bit bad. I think I just lost my head a little bit just because of the delay. And when there's circumstances like that, I tend to get really frustrated, which 100% is a bad I forgot you call it, just something bad about me. One of the worst things about me. You see that BMing a little bit here, which doesn't really matter. You know, BM's BM, I don't really mind it. You know, we'll probably do something like that. So now we're still on the same lanes. Dredge in mid. It's just this mirror matchup. Not really too much to talk about in terms of comp. It's only really comp you could go. Maybe you could have gone Nanny. We probably should have gone something like a Nanny or a Max. Max is pretty good, but a lot of times this B gadget's just too good for pressure. You can see me duking quite a few shots, and then I believe I do get double sniped. Actually, no, I managed to set live. So going into overtime, things are pretty even. So it's just how we deal with overtime. Everything's broken up. Same mirror comp, so you can't really have too many excuses. But BBGS didn't realize he even had that B gadget, and we both died at the same time, which is really unfortunate. I thought I was in a really good position, and then he just popped out a B gadget out of nowhere. But like I said, normally people use their gadgets within the first minute of the game, and he had one within 30 seconds left. So we're getting pressured like crazy because of the supers that these guys have. You know, Jason's popping off with the shots there. Probably left it a bit too open there, and they're able to win the first set. Let's hop into the next one. All right, so hopping into the next game of Siege, and we actually stuck with the same comp, which I'm sure I remember in the VC them saying that we're going to switch for this one, which it's a bit weird seeing Spike again. So they've got a really good start here. You know, Brock at the start, as always, he's going to be one of the best brawlers in the game for that start. And a lot of times in games, if you have a good start, it means you're going to have a good rest of the game for the most part, especially in Siege. Siege is so important to get that first bolt now in the meta, just because keeping that control for the second, for the third boss is really, really important, and does normally mean you win most of the games. We've got Spike on defense here. Spike, one of the best defensive brawlers in the game. He actually had a Barley gadget and a Spike fertilizer super on that boss, basically making Spike, I think, deal 1,300 per second with healing. That's some insane healing synergy right there. But Smantic goes down again. As I said, it kind of a bit too squishy from that point of view. They actually switched out the Max for the Barley, which works out for them a bit more, which, you know, with this meta, I'm kind of surprised how Barley fits in with the Brock and Cole. I maybe think something else synergizes a bit better. You know, normally there's a Gene, so probably Gene would be better than Barley, because even Gene can just free shot Barley right there. You can see Semantic's doing an okay job considering that Barley counters Spike pretty well. I think that's the reason why they substituted the Max for the Barley, just because Barley can deal with Spike much easier and an enemy Barley. So MMA's doing a decent job with keeping Tom back. Tom is one shot. We lost a lot of engagements in the start. Semantic's really low, Dredge really low, and it's not looking good for us at all. You know, the last Siege bot was a draw, so it's really crucial for us to keep position, but they just had amazing control. They're able to keep all of us low at the same time, which was really bad. Tom, he manages to win his lane, but, you know, they've got a 10 bolt lead near enough. With 10 seconds left, there's just no way we can clutch that back. So with the siege bot they've got, there's no way they can't win this one. So they're going to be taking that set, making the set overall 1-1. If they win the next game, then they're 2 sets up overall. So really bad start from us. 1-0 currently. Let's hop into the next game. All right, guys, so hopping into the final siege game then. So currently, as I said, 1-0. We need to win this one as we go 2-0 down. So really, really important. Straight away, Jason with the gadget. You just don't like to see it at all. You know, just pop that 3k straight away into Dredge's face. Semantic with a really nice kill there. He's able to kill the Brock really quickly. He gets a nice ricochet off the wall and takes him down really cleanly. So well played from Semantic to regain some position. We did lose the first one, which can be a bad thing for the most part. But, you know, we've got the exact same mirror comp. So Dredge doing a really good job with his super, killing the body there, which is really, really important on the offense, and kills the Brock. So Dredge is absolutely clapping inside of this one. And now we need to wait for the boss to go down. I feel like we did concede a lot of damage with that one, but for the most part, it's more important just to get control. If everyone would have gone back on defense, you know, we haven't got the best defense with this comp, so we just had to leave that boss and stay for damage. I remember straight away, I think Tom calling out, you know, we need to leave this, just keep control. All 3 of us keep control, so we will win the next 2 robots, which is more important in the end. You know, if you win the next 2 sieges and you've got a Brock and a Barley in your comp, you've got 2 brawlers that can just deal insane damage. 40%, that's going to be nothing. That's only a few Brock rockets onto the Ike. That's only like a Barley super as well. You're going to be regaining that straight away. So they've actually got some decent control, but Semantic, that was a really good call out. I remember in VC specifically, that someone called out there's 2 bolts straight away. So I think Semantic actually used his gadget and then used his super to get some bolts. So them 2 bolts were so crucial in getting the final ones, because if they got them the 2 bolts, that would have been 6-0. And that last round would have been basically for them, and the game would have been over. So super crucial bolt collection there from Semantic. So Semantic again with the protective pirouette, knowing that the Brock hasn't got the other gadget to cancel his super for the most part. Once them Brock gadgets are down, you know, the 3k ones, you can just spin on a Brock so easily if you've got protective pirouette. So that's one thing to note down as well. I feel like it's important more now than ever to count opponents' gadgets. You know, especially the Brock and Gadget 1 and Car 1. You know, once you know they've used them gadgets, you can be a lot more aggressive or react differently to certain situations. Because if you had like 3k, health with Car when you're spinning on a Brock, if he had the Brock gadget, it could just kill you. But because Semantic knew, there's no way the Brock were going to take him down in time. So that's going to be Siege going to us 1-0 overall. Let's hop into the next set. Alright guys, so going into Gem Grabber now. So the meta normally in Gem Grab now, you can't, as I say, go Sprout when there's Brock and Cole. So to be honest, I maybe like this meta a little bit more than the Sprout one. I didn't like Sprout and Gem Grab at all. I thought it was really toxic to run it. But with Cole running Rampage with this gadget, you know, it's insane how much Sprout and throws are counted in this meta. But you saw me go down the lane, which, as I said, I've not really played a ton of Brawl Stars at the moment. I've not played Brawl Stars. I mean, you see me do daily videos, but I don't actually play the game as much, nowhere near as much as I used to. So I'm a bit rusty inside of this. I do go down the lane to try and catch him off, but what that does instead, it actually catches him off guard, but it just made him collect 4 gems just easily uncontested. So I'll use gadget for a bit of pressure there. I actually get a nice snipe on MMA, which in turn with Semantic's gadget, really good synergy there. And then another good synergy from me and Semantic again, and Dredge picking up the gems. That is just some really amazing teamwork. Our comms were just so great during that, you know. Spencer goes in really aggro. I realise that I've got to make Brawlers weak around him so he can finish off the kill. And then Drake straight away with super, picking up the gems. That's how you use Collect super really well in gem grab. Especially on this map, Collect is used a lot because of the Carls and Roses. Normally on this map, Rose is actually really good down the lane, which is really surprising. But now with a Carl meta, and if Colette isn't banned, sometimes teams do opt to ban Colette because of how strong she is, or even Carl. The meta kind of switches up. So we take the first game in that set. Let's hop into the next one. Right guys, so straight into the next game of the set. So I think we have switched out the Carl for the Brock. So we really like their Brock at the beginning, because the problem is, again, with the Brock, you can just use that 3k gadget straight away on opponents. As you can see, MMA actually charges in there because Jason got a shot on the Brock. I got 2 really crucial shots on that Carl. If I didn't get them shots on the Carl, Spencer would have easily died. Piper actually shot Smantic, so it made it so the Carl could literally pickaxe him, I believe, one and backwards. I don't even know what you call it, like a returning pickaxe, just one attack from Carl and he would have been down. So really crucial kill there. They actually get all the gem collection at the beginning, which I need to work on for sure. I'm going to be scrimming a bunch more and playing the game a lot more, especially on gem grab. We tend to just take a really like early deficit and just kind of rely on turning things around. But you can see my gadget going really well there. I'm actually using ambush. I don't use ambush like at all inside of gem grab, just because I'm kind of afraid of tanks and other aggressive brawlers. But because I know they like playing Colette, Brock and Piper, they're 3 really long range brawlers, so ambush can be helping in that instance a lot more, especially if I keep the Piper away from breaking my mid grass. It's going to be much better. You can see they've got some really good pressure here. Smantic able to win the lane against Colette. As long as we get our matchups correct, we should be able to win this game. But I actually remember this game, probably one of the most crazy gem grab games I played in a very long time. As long as you keep Drage on Carl, he can just 2-shot the Carl and super. That should be GG. Carl's a really good counter to Brock, so we need to make sure we're getting these matchups correct a lot of the times. Normally with matchup changes, a lot of the calls are made by Kano, just reminding us to switch. You can see me just absolutely clapping Carl there. We're able to get the kills. Again, I get the good shot on BBGS. We're able to take him down. I used my super here, which was really crucial, because MMA Russia could have killed Drage there, which I remember thinking it wasn't that crucial, but Drage straight away was like, you lifesaver. So looking back at it, I did actually save him there. But now we're getting pushed back really early. You know, Piper under pressure isn't the best. Maybe Smantic should have just came back and helped with this Colette, as we do go down here, which is a bit unfortunate. And Smantic picks up the gems, so in a really bad spot. We've got Brock with the gems and the Colette, and Piper has none. You know, that's probably the worst situation you want to be in. And they've got 2 people in the grass, which, to be fair, I think they shouldn't have stacked it that heavily in the grass. We've got some good pinches. I do manage to take down BBGS with ambush. Ambush being the reason why I took out that Colette there. Drage wasted super into the wall. I remember him doing it. I see a lot of Colettes do that. It actually is a lot easier to hit the wall than it looks like. And I actually managed to get a good snipe on Jason there. And now I think they do get really clutch super from BBGS. He survives on 368 HP. And that near enough clutches them up the game. MMA is able to stay alive for long enough to pick up that gem. And BBGS with a super, you can see here Colette in and out, and there's nothing we can do about it. How fast is that Colette super? It's really hard to hit Colette unless you're literally in line with a super. So they're able to pick up that game. I'm literally out of breath. That game was so intense and insane. Let's hop into the final game of the set. Right guys, going into the final game of Gem Grab then. So I think it's actually Mirror Comp. Yeah, Mirror Comp. We didn't actually like the Brock too much. Carl just really good at pressure. A lot of the times we just couldn't get clever gems in the mid, and that's what Carl allows you to do the most. Because most of the time the gem grab game goes on for a long time. You don't normally see like a 10-0 in gems, and Jason just absolutely claps me in mid there. So fair play to him. It's really hard once you get hit once by Piper and you're in the open. You just straight away want to get gadgeted. You don't even need to aim it most of the time. You could just auto aim it. You're going to be getting a kill. So Jason again gets really nice sniping me. So they've just got like 6 gems uncontested. They're completely sweeping us at the beginning here. You know, I wasn't playing the best, as I said, but I do turn it up. I do crank it up just to let you guys know. Just to spoil it a little bit, I do start to pop off finally after so many games not playing the best. So I do get a nice pinch with Semantics. So really nice pressure from him, allowing me to hit some 2 really nice shots. And then I do kill BBGS as well. So we're starting to clap back a little bit. We're starting to get warm, get spicy with our Piper. Again, we get 2 super, we get 2, I don't even want to call it bombs from Piper. Her super bombs hit the car there. So we're getting some pressure back. We've got 4 to 6, not doing the worst at all. So I think what I'll do here is I'll pop my gadget onto the Pipers. A lot of times I don't really tend to make a gadget first play, but when you've got ambush 2.8k damage onto the Piper, she has to go back, and especially when there's a cold gadget. I do actually kill Smitic there, but that was a bit of a regret, but I kind of just did it a bit selfishly, just opening up the mid. It was a perfect opportunity to do it, and Dredge goes in and out with the gems. You know, that's actually bad because he knew he was going to die, but at the same time he does get the gems backwards as long as he died in our own half. Smitic being able to collect the 3 gems that we needed, so I do actually clap Jason there. And again, another super able to get MMA, and I'm going to pick up the kills. So a lot of the kills I've actually got in this last game here. Dredge with another nice collect super, but they actually got a gem in time to spawn. I remember in VC we're like, did they have enough gems? And they did, so I get some 2 nice snipes on MMA, means he can't push forward, and that allows Smitic to go forward and pick up the gems. So we do manage to take home the gem grab set. Let's jump into the next set. Alright guys, so going into bounty events, so the traditional bounty comp is back. It's kind of sad that we're saying traditional, but it really is in this meta. So Bo, Mortis, Nanny going to be the comp played on this one. I think in every single Brawl Masters game, Shooting Star was played, and near enough this was a comp. So some people will go in Brock to counter this, but I don't think Brock counters it because we've got no one who actually can tank the Nanny head. So all this is about is just cycling the Nanny peeps over and over again and try and get a better rotation than the others. So what you just witnessed there was so bad because Tom and Smitic actually tanked that head, allowing Nanny to cycle much quicker. I thought I could actually kill MMA there, but I think he did get 2 ticks of healing before the Nanny head actually hit him in time, so that was one of the reasons why he was able to stay alive. You notice BBGS actually do this quite a lot, push up with Mortis and cycle up. Nanny is able to kill me there, which is really bad. You know, a lot of times I do tend to TP out of them situations, but kind of had faith that Smitic would tank it. Unfortunately, just slivers by him. So in a really bad position here, he actually got the hit onto Smitic there. He's got a much better rotation, so it's going to be really hard for us to come back. Really hard. Only 1 star down, but because of the rotation they've got, again, they got another hit onto Tom, and our totem got taken down. So we've only got 1 totem left. It's all down to whether we can tank this last one well. So Tom's able to do that pretty good. And BBGS somehow trips over the Beaumonts as a Mortis. I have no idea how he managed to do that, but he managed to do it anyway. So we did get a bit fortunate with getting that kill. You see both Nanny heads cycling at the same time. I love this Nanny skin. It's so good. I managed to evade the Mortis there, which could say that was a good play by me, or you could say that was another error by BBGS. I'll let you guys decide. The camera kind of cut off from seeing that, but I do manage to sneak it. That's one good thing I think I'm really good at, especially with Nanny. I'm really good at piloting that peep. I know how to dodge the Mortis. I also know how to dodge the enemy peeps really well. So it's a really important interaction. We managed to come back in the end. Let's hop into the next game. Alright guys, so jumping into the next game. So one thing that Tom manages to do really well is get that mid star in bounty. Straight away with Mortis, he's able to get the mid star again, which is only 1 star, but it's also important because it's a 3 star, which could always come back. So I managed to get my peep out here. Don't actually show me with my peep head, but I think I managed, I don't know, Mortis just tank it as well. So both Mortis is managing to tank the little peep. So at the start, it's kind of changed the meta around here. Normally people would just stick by the lane and try and tank it, but at the start it's really crucial to get that Mortis super in case one of the brawlers are really weak. I think BBGS managed to miss that again. I do manage to like kind of zigzag around and hit the Nanny and the totem, so really good super from me. It means I've got much better rotation. BBGS manages to just get that in time, but Tom manages to go and aggravate. He actually dies here, and then Smitic cleans it up. So really well played from Smitic, and Tom able to finish it off. You know, when a Mortis is 2-shot, it's at 1.5k HP. Tom can literally go in, bat him, and swipe him once. He'll be able to go down. So if BBGS managing to survive on 42 HP, that would have been a fine trade. Would have been 4 stars up, but at the moment they are only 2 stars behind. I think I actually managed to hit Smitic and Tom both at the same time again. I can't actually remember. I think that must have hit him at the same time because Jason's got a better cycle. I do have my Nanny super here, so I recognise they got more of a cycle. Yeah, they must have hit him at the same time there. I recognise they had a better cycle. Tom actually dies to the mines there as well, so a bit of a rip from us. We've got 20 seconds left. I think I'll have one more Nanny head to come, so I think I'm just going to get that. Yeah, I've got this here, so I'm going to try and cycle it around a little bit to deal more damage. Tom is going to go in there, so I believe, yeah, I do make Mortis 1 shot there, so that's really good. Only 1 star down, 6 seconds left. We can easily make a comeback here. So Tom goes in, he unfortunately does. I managed to kill the Mortis in time, and then MMA Russia literally seconds away from dying, probably like a second away from dying, which is unfortunate. So 1-0 in this bounty set. Let's hop into the next game. All right, guys, so heading into the final bounty game. Tom again 3 times out of 3 managing to get that mid-star, so really well played from Tom. Not too sure how that kind of mid-star interaction works for the majority of the time. I kind of just do my business in the back. I imagine it's just a matter of spawn, a matter of ping, because trying to get that mid-star all about how fast you can swipe with Mortis. So I believe I do get a bit of a faster cycle with my nanny rotation here. You can see Mortis tanks it. So normally the first time around, Mortis manages to successfully tank the nanny head. It's near enough impossible not to tank it when you just sit right next to nanny and just dash in the general direction. So it's all about me trying to wiggle my way around a Mortis here. I do manage to bait the Mortis out a little bit. MMA Russia was down there, but I think Tom was a bit too occupied with that nanny peep. I didn't recognize that he could get the bow down with 1 shot. Maybe I should have called that out a little bit sooner. I don't know what it really was, but do manage to bait the Mortis again. A bit of an early swipe from him, and I'm able to weave my way around and get the nanny again. So I'm not too sure. Again, let me know down in the comment section what you think, whether it was a good play from me or it's a bad play from the Mortis. I'll probably tend to say it was a bit of both, because he should have just saved his long dash and he could have easily got me there. MMA with a good tank there. Tom with another good tank. So MMA is going to, BBGS is going to try and snipe Tom there, and he manages to avoid it in time. Mortis just managed to get the kill, but because of how slow PP is at beginning stages, I can't take down a Mortis. So instead of taking down a Mortis, I go straight for Jason. Jason with a really nice TP there, which at first I thought I killed him. I didn't realize he actually TP'd, so it literally is a millisecond away from him dying. So an amazing clutch TP there. Normally TPs don't work out that well at all, because normally it just leads to you dying, but in that instance it actually helps. So Tom getting all of these low, smacked it with a really good pinch. 12 seconds left. I'm just chilling in the back, trying to get my peep head just in case a Mortis manages to try and swipe on me, but there's no way they're going to be able to come back with the mines stunning the Mortis there, and Tom's able to get 2 last kills, and we're able to win the whole event altogether from that game. Right, guys, it's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, some competitive gameplay. This will probably be the last tournament we enter within the month of December, then moving on to next year. There's going to be a ton of roster changes throughout the whole EU community, so it's going to be pretty epic to see. So closing out the year on a dub, that's going to be really epic. But that's going to be the end of today's video. Let me know what you think of all the games in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.